sweep. Attorneys for Cornelius Taylor's family say it paints a different picture than what actually happened. Atlanta News First reporter Brittany Ford is live at 5 at the Davis Bozeman Law Firm in Decatur, where attorneys shared their side. Brittany?
Well, yeah, attorneys for Taylor's family, so they met with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office yesterday, who shared details into his cause of death. And you can take a look at your screen there. This is what's causing this uproar. It's this police report that lists Taylor's cause of death as a suspected overdose. And Taylor was killed on January 16th during an encampment sweep on Old Wheat Street. Attorneys for the family say the medical examiner who performed this autopsy found Taylor's injuries were consistent with that of being run over by a heavy piece of machinery. And that is believed to be the leading cause of death.
Lacerated and crushed spleen and a lacerated and crushed liver. So these are the physical injuries that he suffered. Would an overdose produce a split pelvis? Would an overdose produce a lacerated spleen or liver? No, would not. So those are the injuries that he suffered.
The family's attorney tells me that they obtained that information through their own independent investigation. I did reach out to the medical examiner's office, who told me the autopsy report has not yet been completed. Reporting live in DeKalb County, Brittany Ford, Atlanta News First.
A push